Hello children, welcome to online classes, and today we will see the continuation of the rain. Where does it come from? That is a previous video. So as I have explained in the first video about small concepts, that is states of water and forms of water, in other words, and the flow chart we have seen. And today in this class, in this chapter, we are going to see about the two important terms or the words or the processes which deals with the rain. So firstly, so here observe in the diagram, from this sun's heat, what happens to the water which are presented in the lake, ocean, or rivers, like that. So what happens to the sun's heat? So here the water slowly gets heated up, and due to the hotness it slowly evaporates first. Here I am showing in this flowchart or diagram. So the water from the lake, so slowly it starts evaporating and reaches to the maximum height, because in the last class I have explained that the hotter molecules of air will very lighter, that's why they float into and high altitude at topmost places it will be reaching, and by gathering all these water vapor will form like a cloud. Cloud is nothing but what? A tiny droplets of water. So where did this water get? From the lakes or different sources of water. Due to the heat or hotness produced by the sun, the water slowly evaporates or else converts this water into water vapor. So changing of water to water vapor on heating. So this process is called as evaporation. What is evaporation? The process in which the water changes into water vapor is called as evaporation. So due to this evaporation, the clouds may get formed. So cloud is nothing but a tiny droplets of these water vapors. So what happens to the cloud? So due to the cool breeze or cool wind, see here I have used a word called wind. What is wind? A moving air is called as a wind. So this wind, when it blows in the atmosphere, what happens to this cloud? So the cloud starts slowly becoming or turning into very cool due to the cool wind. So what are the changes you might have seen before the rain comes? Okay, before it is raining, so what are the changes you have seen in the atmosphere? First thing is a cool wind comes, and the sky, when you see the sky color, immediately turns into black color, isn't it? So by seeing or by observing these signs or symptoms, immediately you may notice that it is going to be rain today, isn't it? So immediately whatever the alternatives you can you want to do, you are doing that daily. So here what happens to this cloud, black cloud? Immediately it will producing the rain. So this is what the process is occurring every year to year it is happening, isn't it? So because of these two processes, one thing is evaporation, here another process called condensation. What is condensation? So the changing of this water vapor into the water, that means here another change is happening here. First thing is water is turning into water vapor due to heat, and the water vapor is turning into water again on cooling. The conditions are different here. In the first case, the heat, due to the heat produced by the sun, the water is changing into water vapor. Whereas in the second case, see here, due to the cool wind or cool breeze, the water vapor turns into water and it is showering like a rain on this earth. Of course, you know the uses of the rain. So if the rain are not properly on this earth, what are the consequences? What are the consequences? Mainly it will affect the agricultural lands. So if there is no farming properly, the consequences again. So what are the effects? So to get this process, is this only in 1 year or only for this year? For the next year, what about this process? It is not going to appear? No. So right from our childhood onwards, we are observing the same process, and it is a continuous process. It is a cyclic process, isn't it? how the water is turning into water vapor and water vapor turning into water. So continuously, see, due to the rainwater itself, again the lake, rivers and the oceans are again completely filling with the water. How? Why? Because see, the process is in a continuation. That means the evaporation and the condensation is a continuous process. So that's why the water is changing its forms, isn't it? So that's why we call it as a cyclic process. Hence the water is changing in a cyclic manner. Hence it is the term we call it as water cycle. A very important diagram in your examination. It comes for 8 marks. Remember, 8 marks. A very simple diagram, but it comes for 8 marks. You practice well this diagram. And the definitions of evaporation and condensation, it comes for 2 marks. So what is evaporation? Evaporation is nothing but the process of changing the water into water vapor. Clear? And what about condensation? The process of changing this water vapor into again water is called as condensation. So these two processes are very important. So to get the rain, the main condition is reforestation, or else avoiding deforestation. You know, because of this forestation, deforestation, cutting the trees, forest. So it's a big problem and big issues. That's why we are not getting proper rain nowadays. Even sometimes we may wonder whether it is a summer season. See, you can see how the sweat is coming, because actually this is a rainy season, but still we are not getting proper rains. It is just because of deforestation. If there is no proper trees or forests, there is no cool breeze. Of course, these topics we will learn in the coming classes. So please practice this flow chart that is available in your textbook. If the textbook is not available, please go through our school group, okay, your class group. There is a link called PDF files of your online textbooks. So please open it, where in this third chapter, that is rain, where does it come from, and refer the chapter, refer the topic, and draw the neat diagram of this water cycle in a colorful manner. Use colors if possibly, okay, and post it in the group. And also you have to remember one thing, that for every completion of one class, you are supposed to write the key points of that particular class, and you have to immediately post it in the group, school group, okay. So that's all for today's class, and the continuation part will be done in my next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.